Hi guys, it's me here, Jen, and welcome back to my channel. This is JynDrawz. This is what we're going to be drawing today. I'm going to be using the Honolulu Plus series markers, and we're going to be drawing some cherry blossoms. These are the colors I used from the marker set. So 3 pinks, reds, 3 greens, 2 blues, blue, green, a brown, and then I used 2 Prismacolor color erase pencils in green and pink. You can't really see my sketch, but it is there. The reference image I'm using today is from the color catalog by Sarah Renee Clark. She has a channel here on YouTube. She has a web shop where you can purchase them. This one is a PDF, but I also have her color cubes, and it has these nice little cards that tell you the colors, the color names. It has references to different topics, different themes. You can search based on colors, or if you want spring or pinks or blues or Christmas, winter, fall. She has a whole bunch of different categories and sortings on color and themes like that, so it's really handy. You just want to find something quickly, and it's an image that you can use for free. There is no copyright on it, which makes it really awesome. So to get this started, I just put down some light pink, and then I did a darker pink, and then some more light pink over that, a little bit more darker pink, and then just kept blending the colors over one another. And then you just keep adding and layering up, and I was just going for inspiration and not an exact copy. I don't do realism or exact copies, so mine is just an interpretation of that image. I added more flowers, less flowers, and I changed some other things up as well. On screen you will see my Patreons come flying by. I want to thank you guys again so much for supporting me over there. You guys really help me. You give a lot of great suggestions, and we keep the combo going over there, coming up with some great ideas for here on YouTube and for over on Patreon. I have 2 tiers over there, a free tier where you pretty much almost get the same access, and the pay tier is just a small little donation to help support me and keep me going, and it helps support me. So now for the background. Yes, it does take up a lot of marker to do this, but I thought it was absolutely necessary. I didn't want to just leave the tree branches of these cherry blossoms just floating in midair. So I just took 2 really light, one was like a light blue, one was like a light green color, and then I just layered them over one another and just kind of gave that blurred background feel that you see in the reference image. It did take a couple layers to going over it so that you don't have too much for streakiness, but I didn't mind too much streakiness as it's a blurred background, so it just adds to that effect of that it's just out of focus and it's in the background and you can't really see what's going on, so it didn't matter too much. But I just kept layering it over, flicking color in between the flowers, going around them, adding one first layer with the blue green and then one with the light blue, or vice versa, and just kept layering over them and filling that whole background. You can see a little bit of streakiness, but that's okay. It just makes it a little more real. I like it. You could keep filling the page with more and more ink to lessen that, but I didn't feel that was absolutely necessary. It was a little tedious going around all those little blossoms, but it was well worth it in the end. I'm really glad I decided to go and fill this whole page with marker and really make a complete illustration from this. I used very few supplies to create this. I'm using my Art Creations sketchbook, that small set of the Honolulu markers, and then I use a couple colored pencils from my Pablo set, that 12-piece set I have. And then you can use any color erase pencil, or even just a regular color erase pencil, to do the underdrawing. And I think I used a little bit of white gel pen at the end, and then I had a fine liner to sign my name. So real basic tools here to complete this and fill this little sketchbook page. I think all in, I was busy with this for about an hour, maybe hour and a half, which I really loved doing and was very fun. I felt like the time just flew by creating this artwork. I really loved it. I really like how the outcome of it is. It's really soft and pretty and dainty and very different from what I usually draw or create or illustrate. I also wanted to let you guys know I'm going to start doing live streams here on YouTube and on Twitch. They will be broadcast at the exact same time, so you can use either platform. It doesn't matter because it's going to be all combined together. You both see the same feed, and the chat is combined on screen so everybody can see who's saying what depending on what platform you're on. I have done 2 test streams, and that was really fun, and I then did 1 real stream on Monday. You can find that in the archives here in the YouTube live section, and on Twitch it is also still archived there as well, so you can view it from either platform and see how it went and see what we're going to be up to there. I did just do only a simple color along in the Small Victories by Johannes Basford. I colored 2 dogs on 1 page. Well, one was already partially colored, and then the other one we did in full. And I just wanted to keep something low stress since I was already having to monitor the feed and chat and making sure that all still was up and going and that nothing crashed. And it all went well. I'm really happy with that, how that all turned out, and that I had 0 issues. So that was really cool. And I've got a couple mods to keep an eye on chat to make sure there's nobody posting any bad things or doing anything that they shouldn't be doing. So I want to thank you guys for helping out with that. Thank you to my mods if you're watching this. Now let's get back to the drawing. Here you can see I overlaid some green marker to give that appearance of like the green bush or tree or shrubs that you see in the background of the cherry blossoms that are hanging clearly, very distinctly in the foreground, so you get that real depth and everything like that to the image. I think it's really fun how you can just layer these colors on top of one another and it just blends and works out so well. It's one of the great things that I love about markers. Also, you don't have to use Ohuhu markers. You can use any markers to create an illustration like this, just as long as they're alcohol markers. I haven't tried yet with any water-based markers, but with the alcohol markers I know this is very achievable. Now I'm adding in the branches, and I'm using the brush tip, and I'm very lightly glazing the page just to get a nice fine line so that it still remains that dainty fine look of these branches where these cherry blossoms are hanging from. I first used a light medium brown color, and then I do go over the branches again in some places with that darker brown just to give a bit more depth and feel of that there's a real thickness to the branch that is holding all of these little blossoms. As you can see, some of them I go behind and some of them I will go over the top, since the branch does go over some blossoms, it goes behind some blossoms. I really suggest everyone give it a try to make this image using your own materials and doing it in whatever medium you're comfortable in. It was really a lot of fun, and with spring coming, I'm pretty sure we will be seeing more of these cherry blossoms. One of our neighbors has a tree that blooms with them every year, and it's always so fun to see the whole tree filled with these pink flowers. What's less fun is when they all fall off, but hey, it's the price you have to pay to see these pretty pink flowers. I then wanted to add some green leaves to fill some of the space in between the flowers, as on the reference picture you might have seen like those yellow leaves, but I wanted to keep mine a bit more green, and so I decided to change that up and use a green marker instead of a yellowish brown marker to fill that space. And with this brush tip you can press down and it almost just creates the leaf by itself with hardly doing anything. As you can see, I'm trying to know which way to press down so that I can create that leaf so that it looks like it's actually attached to the branch, and filling up some space and just adding some greenery and livening it up a little bit. And here I go with the Pablo pencils from Caran d'Ache. I'm adding in some green just to give a little bit of depth and a little more contrast, a little yellow to add for highlight. And this is by no means a finished illustration. It was just a cute, fun little illustration I wanted to do in my sketchbook that filled the whole page, that included a full background on the page and everything like that. I am using the dark brown pencil on the branches just to make them a little more crisp. I then took I believe they call this purple in the Caran d'Ache series, and I'm adding some more depth to the little cherry blossoms, adding a bit of a shadow to the one side, giving the petals a bit more definition, and just having them pop a bit more from that background, but not making them look too cartoony, and just keeping the illustration light and airy and fun. Then a little bit of white pencil in there just to lighten up some parts of the petals, because they would be petals that would have light showing through them because they're really thin. I then took a white gel pen to add some more white highlights to the petals and bring a little more life to it, as the white gel pen is just a bit more opaque and a bit stronger than the white colored pencil. And the Copic fine liner there is just simply for me to sign the bottom of the image here and date it. This is pretty much everything that I used in this illustration. So as you can see, with very few supplies, you can create a nice, cute, fun illustration. And if you guys like this kind of video, please like, subscribe, and I would like to hear your comments down below, what you thought of this. I hope you give it a try. And I want to say thank you guys for watching. Until next time, guys. Bye!